Hey there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to English with Aurora. I'm Aurora, and today I'm going to share something that might sound impossible, but I promise you it's not. Are you ready to discover how you can start speaking English fluently in just 30 days? Yes, you heard that right, 30 days. Now, before you roll your eyes and think, Aurora, that sounds too good to be true, let me tell you something. Last month, I received an email from Maria, a student from Brazil. She wrote, Aurora, I followed your 30-day method, and yesterday I had my first job interview completely in English. I got the job. Stories like Maria's happen every single week, and today you're going to learn exactly how she did it. But here's the thing, and this is crucial, fluency doesn't mean perfection. Let me say that again, because it's going to change everything for you. Fluency is not about speaking perfect English. It's about communicating your ideas clearly and confidently, even if you make a few mistakes along the way. Think about it. When you speak your native language, do you always use perfect grammar? Do you never hesitate or search for words? Of course not. Native speakers make mistakes, use filler words, and sometimes stumble over their thoughts. The difference is confidence and the ability to keep the conversation flowing. So, what exactly are we going to achieve in these 30 days? By the end of this journey, you'll be able to walk into a coffee shop in New York and order exactly what you want. You'll be able to have a phone conversation with a colleague without breaking into a cold sweat. You'll be able to express your opinions, tell stories, and connect with people from all over the world. Are you excited? Because I am absolutely thrilled to take you on this journey. Let me start by destroying the biggest myth that's probably holding you back right now. You think you need to study grammar for hours, memorize thousands of words, and practice pronunciation until it's perfect. Wrong. That approach will keep you stuck in the learning phase forever. The secret to speaking fluently in 30 days is what I call the communication first method. Instead of focusing on being correct, we focus on being understood. Instead of learning rules, we learn patterns. Instead of memorizing vocabulary lists, we learn phrases in context. Here's what happened to James, one of my students from Japan. He spent 3 years studying English grammar in traditional classes. He could write perfect essays, but when someone asked him, "How's it going?" in an elevator, he froze. Why? Because he was thinking about tenses and sentence structure instead of simply responding naturally. After just 2 weeks with my method, James could handle small talk, make plans with friends, and even crack jokes in English. The transformation was incredible, and it all started with changing his mindset. Now, let's dive into the exact system that's going to transform your English in the next 30 days. I'm going to break this down into 4 powerful weeks, each with a specific focus that builds upon the previous one. Week 1 is all about survival English and building your confidence foundation. This is where we establish your ability to handle the most essential everyday situations. You're going to learn what I call power phrases, expressions that work in multiple situations and give you maximum impact with minimum effort. Let's start with greetings and responses. Instead of just learning hello, you're going to master phrases that make you sound natural and confident. When someone says, "How are you?" don't just say fine. Try these responses. "I'm doing great, thanks for asking." Or "Pretty good, how about yourself?" Or "Can't complain, living the dream." Here's a quick story about power phrases in action. Sarah, a student from Germany, was terrified of small talk with her American coworkers. I taught her just 5 flexible responses to common questions. Within a week, she went from avoiding the office kitchen to being the person who started conversations. The key wasn't learning more English, it was learning the right English. For shopping situations, instead of struggling with complex sentences, use these power phrases. "I'm looking for something like this, but in blue." "Do you have this in a different size?" "I'm just browsing, thanks." "Could I get your opinion on this?" These 4 phrases can handle 90% of your shopping conversations. When you're at a restaurant, confidence comes from knowing exactly what to say. Start with, "We'd like a table for two, please." Then, "Could we have a few more minutes to decide?" For ordering, "I'll have the chicken pasta, please." If something's wrong, "Excuse me, I think there might be a mix-up with my order." And always end with, "Everything was delicious, thank you." The magic happens when you practice these phrases until they become automatic. Don't worry about perfect pronunciation yet. Focus on getting comfortable with the rhythm and flow of these expressions. Week 2 is where we level up to conversational English. Now that you have your foundation, we're going to expand your ability to have real conversations that go beyond basic transactions. This is where we introduce what I call conversation bridges, phrases that keep dialogue flowing naturally. When someone shares something with you, instead of just saying, "Oh, try these responses." "That sounds interesting, tell me more." "I can totally relate to that." "Wow, I never thought about it that way." "That reminds me of something that happened to me." Let me share David's story. He was an engineer from South Korea who could discuss technical topics in English, but struggled with casual conversations. The problem wasn't his vocabulary or grammar, he just didn't know how to keep conversations alive. After learning conversation bridges, he became the most popular person at office lunch breaks. For expressing opinions, you need phrases that feel natural and confident. Instead of just saying, "I think," vary your expressions. "In my opinion," "from my perspective," "the way I see it," "I believe that," "it seems to me that." These phrases make you sound more sophisticated and give you time to organize your thoughts. When you disagree with someone, you need diplomatic ways to express it. Try, "I see your point, but I think differently." "That's an interesting perspective, although I believe." "I understand where you're coming from, however." These phrases let you disagree while maintaining respect and keeping the conversation friendly. For storytelling, which is crucial for connecting with people, learn these narrative phrases. "The other day, something crazy happened. Let me tell you about." "You won't believe what happened to me." "This reminds me of the time when." "Speaking of which." These expressions make your stories engaging and natural. Practice describing your day using transitional phrases. "First thing this morning." "After that." "Around lunchtime." "Later in the afternoon." "By the end of the day." This helps you organize your thoughts and makes your English sound more structured and fluent. Week 3 focuses on professional and social confidence. This is where your English starts opening doors for you professionally and socially. In professional settings, certain phrases project confidence and competence. For meetings, use, "I'd like to add something to that." "Could we circle back to that point?" "Let me clarify what I mean." "I think we're on the right track." "What do you think about trying this approach?" When presenting ideas, these phrases make you sound authoritative. The key point here is, "What we need to focus on is," "The bottom line is," "If we look at this from another angle." "Let me put this in perspective." For networking and social events, comfort comes from having go-to conversation starters and responses. Try, "How do you know the host?" "What brings you to this event?" "What line of work are you in?" "How long have you been doing that?" "That must be really interesting work." Lisa's transformation story perfectly illustrates this. She was a marketing professional from Italy who avoided company events because she felt insecure about her English. After mastering these professional phrases, she not only started attending events, but was promoted to manage international clients. The phrases gave her the confidence to showcase her expertise. For handling phone calls, which many students find terrifying, learn these essential phrases. "Could you speak a little slower, please?" "I'm sorry, could you repeat that?" "Let me make sure I understand correctly." "I'll need to check on that and get back to you." "Thanks for calling, have a great day." When dealing with problems or complaints, diplomatic language is crucial. "I understand your concern." "Let me see what I can do about that." "I apologize for the inconvenience." "We'll make sure this doesn't happen again." "Is there anything else I can help you with?" Week 4 is about achieving natural flow and cultural fluency. This final week focuses on the nuances that make you sound like you truly belong in English-speaking environments. Cultural expressions and idioms are what separate intermediate speakers from advanced ones. Instead of learning random idioms, focus on the most commonly used ones in daily conversation. It's a piece of cake means it's easy. Break a leg means good luck. It's raining cats and dogs means it's raining heavily. That rings a bell means it sounds familiar. But here's the important part. Don't just memorize these phrases. Learn when and how to use them naturally. Break a leg is perfect when someone's about to give a presentation, but weird when someone's going grocery shopping. Emotional expression in English requires specific vocabulary. For excitement, I'm thrilled. That's fantastic. I can't wait. This is incredible. For disappointment, that's such a bummer. I'm really disappointed. What a shame. That didn't go as planned. Master the art of small talk with weather, current events, and personal interests. Can you believe this weather? Did you catch the game last night? Any fun plans for the weekend? Have you seen that new movie? These simple questions can lead to meaningful conversations. Let me tell you about Carlos from Mexico. After 4 weeks of intensive practice, he moved to Toronto for work. On his first day, he joined his colleagues for lunch and confidently participated in conversations about weekend plans, local restaurants, and even shared funny stories about his moving experience. His colleagues were amazed at how naturally he fit in. The key to natural flow is learning to think in English, not translate from your native language. This happens when you practice these patterns so much that they become automatic responses. Now, let me give you the exact daily practice routine that makes this 30-day transformation possible. This isn't about studying for hours. It's about consistent, focused practice that fits into your busy life. Every morning, spend 10 minutes with what I call mirror practice. Stand in front of a mirror and have conversations with yourself using the phrases you're learning that week. Talk about your plans for the day, describe what you're wearing, or practice responses to common questions. This builds muscle memory and confidence. During your commute or while doing chores, practice shadow speaking. Play English podcasts, YouTube videos, or audio content, and repeat what you hear simultaneously. Don't worry about understanding every word. Focus on matching the rhythm, intonation, and flow. Throughout your day, implement English thinking. Instead of thinking in your native language, force yourself to think in English using the phrases and patterns you're learning. If you're planning lunch, think I'm going to grab a quick bite instead of translating from your native language. In the evening, spend 15 minutes on conversation simulation. Imagine common scenarios like ordering food, asking for directions, or chatting with a coworker, and practice the entire conversation out loud using your new phrases. The breakthrough moment comes when you stop translating and start responding. This usually happens around day 18 to 22 for most students. Suddenly, English phrases start flowing naturally without conscious effort. But here's what nobody tells you about fluency. It's not just about the words you say, it's about your confidence and body language. When you believe you can communicate effectively, people understand you better, even if your grammar isn't perfect. Remember Ahmed from Egypt? He was so worried about his accent that he barely spoke during his first month in London. But when he started focusing on clear communication rather than perfect pronunciation, everything changed. People started complimenting his English, and he realized his accent wasn't a barrier. It was part of his charm. Let me address the elephant in the room, your accent. Many students worry that their accent prevents fluency. Here's the truth. Accents are beautiful and add character to your English. The goal isn't to sound like a native speaker, it's to be easily understood. Focus on clear pronunciation of key sounds and stress patterns rather than eliminating your accent completely. Some practical tips for clarity. Stress the important words in your sentences, use pauses effectively, and don't rush your speech. Slower, clear speech with an accent is always better than fast, unclear speech trying to sound native. Now, let's talk about the mindset shifts that separate successful students from those who struggle. First, embrace mistakes as learning opportunities. Every mistake is data about what to improve next. Native speakers make mistakes too, they just don't let it stop the conversation. Second, focus on communication over perfection. Your goal is to share ideas, emotions, and experiences with others. If they understand your message, you've succeeded, regardless of minor grammatical errors. Third, celebrate small wins daily. Did you successfully order coffee in English today? Victory. Did you understand a joke someone told? Amazing. Did you express an opinion clearly? Fantastic. These small wins build the confidence that leads to fluency. Here's something that might surprise you. The fastest improvement comes from real conversations with real people, even if you feel unprepared. Apps and textbooks are helpful, but nothing replaces human interaction for developing true fluency. Find conversation partners through language exchange apps, join English-speaking groups in your city, or even start conversations with English-speaking tourists. The key is to seek out opportunities to use your English in real situations. Maria, the Brazilian student I mentioned earlier, made incredible progress because she forced herself to have one English conversation every day, even if it was just asking for directions or complimenting someone's shirt. These micro-conversations built her confidence and fluency faster than months of traditional study. Let's talk about handling difficult situations in English. What do you do when you don't understand something? Instead of panicking or staying silent, use these lifesaver phrases. Could you explain that differently? I'm not sure I follow. What do you mean by that? Could you give me an example? These phrases keep the conversation going while showing you're engaged and trying to understand. When you can't find the right word, don't let it stop you. Try, what I'm trying to say is, how can I explain this? You know what I mean. It's similar to, the word I'm looking for is. These give you time to think and show that you're actively searching for the right expression. For those moments when you need to buy time to organize your thoughts, learn these natural fillers. Well, let me think. That's a great question. You know what? Actually, the thing is, native speakers use these constantly, and they make your speech sound more natural and confident. One crucial aspect of fluency is understanding and using different registers of English. The way you speak to your boss should be different from how you talk to your friends. Formal situations require phrases like, I would appreciate if you could, while casual conversations use could you, or even can you. Professional English uses more complex structures and formal vocabulary. I'm writing to inquire about. Please find attached. I look forward to hearing from you. Social English is more relaxed. What's up? No worries. Catch you later. The beautiful thing about English is its flexibility. Unlike some languages with strict formal rules, English adapts to situations and relationships. Understanding this flexibility is key to sounding natural and appropriate in different contexts. Let me share one more transformation story that perfectly illustrates the power of this method. Anna from Spain started as a shy, hesitant English speaker who avoided speaking whenever possible. She followed this exact 30-day system, practicing daily with the phrases and techniques I've shared with you today. By day 15, she was confidently ordering food and making small talk with cashiers. By day 25, she was participating in work meetings and even making suggestions. On day 30, she gave a presentation to international clients and received compliments on her clear communication. But here's the most important part of Anna's story. She didn't become perfect in 30 days. She still made grammatical errors and sometimes searched for words. But she had developed the confidence and skills to communicate effectively, and that's true fluency. The transformation you're going to experience isn't just about English. It's about confidence, opportunities, and connections. When you can communicate fluently in English, you open doors to international careers, global friendships, and experiences you never imagined possible. Think about where you want to be 30 days from now. Picture yourself confidently joining conversations, expressing your ideas clearly, and connecting with people from around the world. That vision isn't just a dream, it's completely achievable with consistent practice and the right approach. Your English fluency journey starts right now, in this moment. Don't wait for the perfect time or until you feel more prepared. The best time to start speaking English confidently was yesterday, but the second best time is right now. Remember, every expert was once a beginner. Every fluent English speaker once struggled with the same challenges you're facing today. The difference between those who achieve fluency and those who don't isn't talent or natural ability, it's consistent action and the right method. I believe in you completely. You have everything you need to become fluent in English over the next 30 days. You have the intelligence, the determination, and now you have the method. All that's left is to take action. Your future self, the one who speaks English confidently, who seizes opportunities, who connects with people globally, is waiting for you to make this commitment. Don't let them down. Start today. Practice your first power phrases right now. Look in the mirror and introduce yourself in English. Take that first brave step toward the fluent English speaker you're meant to become. I'm so excited to hear about your transformation over the next 30 days. Remember, you're not just learning English, you're unlocking a world of possibilities. Your journey to English fluency starts now, and I couldn't be more proud to be part of it. Go out there and speak with confidence, my friend. The world is waiting to hear what you have to say in English. Until next time, keep practicing, keep believing, and keep speaking. You've got this.